Yeah, to say I have an obsession with watches is one thing, but I have a stronger obsession with a particular brand of watch, and that is Casio. So, needless to say, I'm excited that Exquisite Timepieces is an authorized dealer of Casio. And then with how much of a powerhouse they are, they get pretty much any model you can think of, whether it's, MRGs, which are weirdly kind of hard to get. The metal squares, all the MRGs, all the MTGs, and all of the anniversary editions, which this guy here is part of the 50th anniversary since 1974. The CasioTron, and this is the TRN50SS-2A using the module 3542. Retail price $550. The price tag on this thing says $500. So I'll put a link in the description to the website. It's a snapshot in time. If you're watching this 2-3 years down the road, you might not even be able to get this watch. It's not necessarily a limited edition, but it might just be a flash in the pan sort of thing as far as availability. So again, reach out to Exquisite Timepieces, Naples, Florida. They are authorized dealer of Casio, and that's like one of their, or not one of, it's definitely that and Seiko are probably two of their way more affordable brands. And then they run the full range to mid-level to high-end, whatever you want. They have authorized dealer of over 60 brands. I've been buying watches for them for years. So I'll put contact information down below so you can reach out to my guy Tyler, tell him I sent you, and get the best treatment in the industry. So let's get back into this guy here. It's just a clean, timeless looking design. They did a great job with this. Let's talk about the measurements and then we'll continue with some close-ups. So I measure the case width, which you can kind of see it like bulges out a little bit. It's not like an actual circle. You can see it kind of almost crown guards out on each side. But that width from side to side is 39.3 millimeter. The lug to lug, I got you guys a couple of measurements here because you're pretty much going to wear it on this bracelet. You could do some fancy footwork and get this thing swapped out and probably do something different because that does have traditional spring bars, but you're probably going to wear it on this bracelet. So I got you the case lug to lug at 43.6, and then if you count the bracelet end length, which actually protrudes out, so that's why I got that measurement for you, that's 48.3, and that'll help it look better on my wrist. I'll show you that in a moment. Thickness 12.7 millimeter to the top of that crystal. And it does have like an interesting case back. It's also a crystal with some printing on the underside there. A lot of information there. So it's a tough solar, multi-band 6, water resist to 50 meters, and these are made in Japan, and it has a screwed in case back. So definitely more premium looking. It even has gold tone on the butterfly clasp, or not butterfly clasp, the fold over clasp. 3 micro adjusts. You definitely have some shorter links to size, and I believe they're split pin. It's hard to see, but they do have the arrow, so I think they're split pin. Super legible positive display. Nice touch with the blue bezel, blue inlay background, and then a ton of gold trim. And I love that fluted gold trim underneath the crystal on top there. That really makes it very flashy like. I like that look. Pretty simple operation. You can hold this button down and that'll get you into the mode where you can adjust times and alarms and all that stuff. You just hold that down and it goes into time to different settings. You have a world time function, a couple of alarms. You have the stopwatch function and you have a countdown timer. And then back to the time. I think if you hold this down, it's for receiving. It'll tell you that you received its signal. And then this one here is for your light. So pretty standard operation, very similar to like what you'll see on a lot of 5000 series or the whatever model you pick. I feel like Casio's, at least for me, maybe I've been handling them for so many years. It's intuitive versus some digital watches seem like they're a little more complicated than they need to be. I've never felt that way with Casio. For the most part, I go in and I adjust it. I turn it to East Coast time or Eastern Standard Time, which would be like New York, because that's how this one cycles through. And if I need to fine tune adjust it, I will. But since that it's solar, you don't have to worry about battery change, and also that it has the multiband 6, which in the US it's going to pick up that signal from high up in the mountains of Colorado. I was actually wearing my MRG, so pretty slick. And I picked up this kind of older Casio. I got to figure out when that one was made. But let me put this guy on wrist. It is, for me personally, on the smaller side of things. I still really like it, but I think this one really just lands on the wrist of just Casio fanboys. It's definitely a very approachable price point at the $500 range, but also it would really land on, say, like you love Casios and you have like an F91 and you like those smaller ones and you do like the G-Shock squares, but they're just a little too big for your wrist. That's where I think this CasioTron really comes in, because you can wear this one. Or maybe you're just not into G-Shocks, you're more into Casio, because this is not a G-Shock, it's a Casio. And so if you're a collector, that's really who's probably going to buy this. It would also make a really good gift for somebody, I think, that you traditionally see them wear a Casio, and they would just never spend that much on a Casio watch. I think this would make a stunning gift for someone like that, I think they would really appreciate it, because they would have like a premium looking Casio that they otherwise probably wouldn't buy. So if you're into really good gift giving, this thing would definitely take care of that. Or I think just add it to your own collection. I think it's a stunning looking watch. Casio's done some other models with a similar colorway too, but this one really pulls it off with that interior fluted chapter in there. So I'll turn off the lights. We'll take a look at the backlighting on this. You can see it slow rolls on, just like a lot of these premium G-Shocks. It slow rolls on and slow rolls off. So pretty cool function. Again, big thanks to Exquisite Timepieces. I'll see you guys on the next vid.